empowering students to plan their own futures in education. Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Lisa Oligas. In this edition, we will talk with the Joplin High School leaders about a new approach to a student's high school curriculum through Career Academies, which is a project of Joplin High and Franklin Technical Center. We will also get insight into the Joplin School's Hall of Fame, now in its third year. We will begin our show with a look at the 5 academies students will have available for enrollment. Now, those are Arts and Communications, Business and Information Technology, Health Sciences, Human Services, and Technical Sciences. Our guests for the discussion are Dr. Randy Oliver, Joplin High School Principal, and Mrs. Casey Dorton, Director of Franklin Technical Center, known as FTC. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So, Dr. Oliver, let's begin with the purpose of these academies, which you actually introduced first through freshman academy classes, which began in August of 2024. So, what was the inspiration behind this launch?
Really, the inspiration behind it is the groundwork was already laid for this program many years ago with Dr. Sked, our current superintendent, when he was the high school principal. This was kind of his vision when the building opened. And so when I was hired 2 years ago, that's one of the things I looked at is how could we broaden that opportunity for kids and how can we create great opportunities for our students. And so in working with Director Dorton, it was an opportunity that we could expand and actually grow those career academies and an opportunity to provide every kid going through the building an opportunity to improve their landing space when they walk across the stage at graduation.
So how did the Freshman Academy for students actually help them explore the interest of the other academies, the 5 career academies?
When that was launched in August, we had 4 separate teachers that wanted to teach specifically freshmen and that opportunity. And the way that course is really designed, it's centered around a career exploration. So, you know, the whole first semester they're looking at different career opportunities and trying to explore what interests them. And so then they are trying to make a decision as to what of those 5 academies would they declare. It's kind of almost like a college signing day,
yes,
where they say, hey, this is the academy that I want to be in, and this is an opportunity for them to, you know, really dig in and figure out what do I want to do. And that's also coupled, that class is also coupled with personal finance, because we figured if you're gonna explore the career opportunities and different things, we want them to also be able to get a embedded credit of personal finance while within that class.
So that's just like one of their many classes as a freshman?
Yes.
Okay. So Casey, Franklin Tech has a long history of career-oriented education. Is this different or expanding what you already do?
It's really just expanding what we do. So all of our programs are guided towards, they fall in each one of those career academies. So a lot of our programs are in that Technical Sciences Academy already. We already work with industry partners and kind of guide our curriculum. And so this is just expanding that across the high school to all of our different academies.
So what led to this shift in the student kind of approach to education? And, you know, tell us how the enrollment process will work. How does the student-led process empower those students?
Well, they're going to have the opportunity. We call it, you'll hear it all the time if you're talking to our staff and our students somewhat, we call it voice and choice.
Okay.
And so I have a principal's advisory for student voice, which, you know, in turn, what we want when they go for enrollment process, they have a lot of voice and choice in what they're going to choose to do, and we want to provide every opportunity. If a kid wants to do something and they have a career focus or an entrepreneurial focus, we want to provide opportunities for them to expand that. So they'll have a lot of voice and choice when they go to enroll, and you know, we're going to offer an introductory course in every pathway that a kid can figure out almost what they don't want to do at the same time. I'd rather them figure that out in high school than to get to college and go, oh, I thought that's what I want to do. I don't really want to do that. So we're going to provide them many opportunities of you know, they can jump between an academy at any semester. So
that's
you know,
good.
just because you pick one,
you're not stuck.
Kids don't know what I didn't know what I for sure wanted to do at 14. I don't expect any other kid.
Well, Casey, walk us through how the academy model helps students gain hands-on experience and give us in the industry insights while still in high school. How does it work?
So a lot of the opportunities start in those introductory classes. They're learning a lot of those introductory skills that might be geared towards that academy or that pathway that they've chose. So they really get an idea of, is this for me? Kind of like Dr. Oliver said, is this for me? Is this something I want to do? And then they go from there and just continue advancing their coursework. So by the time they get towards the end of their coursework, they're in what we call like a capstone class. And so they're getting real industry experience. So they work directly with our industry partners, whether that's in news media or whether that's welding or in auto tech. And so they're able to go out on internship experiences, job shadowing, and really get to see some of the different opportunities in some of our local industry in town. Just to add to that, like our industry partners, they really guide our curriculum. They guide what certifications our kids need when they go through each of those pathways. And so they're the ones that kind of tell us what we need to be doing so we're better preparing our kids when they go out. So just giving them that opportunity before they leave us.
And we would think that would lead to them more successful job placement, typically?
And hopefully, like feeding our local workforce, making sure that we're training good employees, and they can flow right into that and hopefully be leaders in our local economy.
So it's hands-on, immersive learning. That's a really big, they're all buzzwords right now. They're buzzwords here at the university. Are students still honing those basic skills, though, in these classes? How do you ensure they're getting those basic academics if these are kind of more of those hands-on learning classes?
With anything, the academic core is still the center. If you could envision a diagram, all those pathways surround the academic core, and the academic core is still your English, science, social studies, and math. And so we still don't lose that focus. We could have a career focus within those classes if the teacher so chooses, but we're never going to take away the art of teaching. And with an academic core class, they're still going to have all those basic, when we met with all of our core teachers, it was, there was a little bit of angst because, oh my goodness, we're changing what we're doing for kids. And I had to remind them, you're still teaching what you've always taught. Now we're just going to surround you with career opportunities. And so they're still nestled in the heart of the academics.
So how does that work? Are they extra classes and they still have the basic math class? Or is it math applied during the technical class?
We still have the regular, English, math, science, and social studies. They'll still belong in a certain sequence. But then the elective teachers is where a lot of the career focus will come from. And so we're asking teachers in those core areas to differentiate instruction, which is what we already ask them to do, so that we can meet the needs of all learners. But in terms of, are we getting away from that? Absolutely not. We're offering those alongside the academic core.
There is only so much time in the day, though. I know as a student, like when you were trying to take, those higher ed classes, those college, the dual credit classes, then do you have to give up band? Do you have to give up vocal choir or something like that? And does this impact the preparation we feel like we need at the middle school level to make sure they're really geared up to be able to make these choices and have that academic background still in hand?
The way we're kind of approaching it with our middle school is, if they're one of those kids that think, I'm going to have band, I'm going to have AP, I'm going to have dual credit courses, and they want to do that, what we're encouraging a lot of them to do is to take some summer courses before their freshman year, so they can knock out some of those PE health classes to free up some time, because on down the road they're going to need some flexibility in scheduling. And what I said at the beginning, though, is if a kid has a true interest, we're going to figure out a way to make that happen. We might have to double up in a course to provide them maybe a higher level opportunity, or maybe an independent study, or a personalized learning plan. But we're going to do whatever's necessary to help a kid get what they want.
How do we ensure that it doesn't add anxiety and pressure? I mean, because even college kids are like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. And so how do you work with the kids who aren't really sure?
That's a great question. And what we really try to do is we try to figure that out now. What do you want to do? What do you not want to do? We want them to sample. There's introductory courses across every pathway. And so we want them to sample as many of those introductory courses now, so they figure out, I really loved, that science course, and maybe I have a pre-med pathway that I want to go. But I took that business course. I really don't like the business side of it. So finding that niche, but all of them offer an introductory course where they could figure that out before they get too far down the path.
So it won't be like they've lost time, like, oh, I wasted time on that. I mean, do we have students who take some of the classes at FTC and say, I don't think so?
We do, and we try to fix that before they get to us. Nobody's perfect, and kids change their mind. I know I changed my mind even in college a couple times. So I would rather do that while they're in high school to save their parents some money, so they're not doing that later. I think it's hard once you get to a certain point, junior and senior year, making those changes. It becomes harder. That's why just offering those introductory courses, hopefully they can kind of get to explore a little bit and make some of those better informed decisions of what they really enjoy.
On the upside, can this be a great way for students to leave high school already on track to even get farther ahead faster in college?
Yeah, so all of our academies and all of our pathways within each of those academies will have a dual credit and an industry recognized credential that every kid has the opportunity to get when they finish that pathway. And so whether the kid is going to college after they finish one of the technical programs or one of the academies, or whether they're going straight to work, they're going to be well prepared because they have both of those things available to them.
What excites you most about the long-term impact of a program like this?
I think what excites me the most is we're going to create unforgettable experiences for every kid. Like Casey was just talking about, within that pathway, if you and I are in that same exact pathway and you're going to go to college, but I know I'm not going to go to college, I'm going straight to the workforce. We took the same amount of classes along the way. You were able to get dual credit, and I was able to earn that industry recognized credential. Both of us are doing something productive and worthwhile, and we're setting our future success up perfectly because we've both taken advantage of it while we're in high school. You're paying 1/4 the cost to go to college and get some of your dual credit courses out of the way. I'm putting myself in a better position when I graduate because if I've passed that IRC, the industry recognized credential, I can go out and make usually 33% more than somebody else that went through the same path but didn't do that IRC.
So we have hundreds of students in high school. Does this mean the potential of all of them trying to get a chance to be like out in the workforce, getting those shadowing things? Is that going to be a lot to navigate?
Definitely, definitely. But those experiences are great. We're already working with our local chamber. We already have an industry council set up, plus all of our advisory boards from Franklin Tech. And so our industry is super supportive of what we do, and just that collaboration is going to be extremely valuable in our success.
The MOSO CAPS program that you've just implemented, will that help as well? Because you're having people placed in some of those strands which are like health sciences?
Yeah, they have some of the supplemental programs that we're maybe not able to offer. There's going to be a niche for them as well, and it all ties together in providing great experiences for kids.
Excellent. Well, thank you both for giving us all details on the new approach to JHS students and getting their education. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will explore the purpose of the Joplin High School Hall of Fame.
Dr. Mitchell Stinnett, affectionately known as Mitch, is a name synonymous with excellence in medicine, service, and community. A proud honors graduate of Joplin High School in 1964, Mitch embarked on an educational journey that would lead him to the pinnacle of his field. His academic path began at the University of Missouri, where his brilliance shone brightly, leading to his acceptance into the prestigious Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas after just 3 years. In 1981, Dr. Stinnett brought his skill, knowledge, and experience back to his hometown of Joplin. Dr. Stinnett pioneered in the cardiovascular surgery program at St. John's Regional Medical Center. Under his leadership, the program was recognized as one of the top 100 heart surgery programs in the United States by 1999. He served as the chairman of the surgery department at St. John's, was a member of the Mercy Hospital Board of Directors, and held various leadership roles, including medical director of cardiovascular surgery and president of the St. John's medical staff. Now retired, Dr. Stinnett enjoys spending time with his family. Dr. Stinnett's legacy is one of dedication to his patients, his community, his family, and his faith. His pioneering work in cardiovascular surgery in Joplin and his lifelong commitment to service have left an indelible mark on the region. In 1955, a 4-year-old Glenda Brittenham discovered a passion that would shape the course of her life. Inspired by her older sister Gloria's piano lessons, Glenda began playing the same notes by ear. Glenda's exceptional talent was quickly recognized, leading her to pursue music at the University of Missouri, where she earned both a bachelor's degree in music education and a master's degree in piano performance. Glenda's influence expanded as she became a successful teacher and pianist in Joplin schools, College Heights Christian School, Missouri Southern State University, and the First United Methodist Church. Her dedication to nurturing young talent and her own performance ability have left an indelible mark on the Joplin community. In 2023, Missouri Southern State University recognized Glenda's incredible contributions by awarding her the Lion-Hearted Award, a testament to her unwavering dedication to the university's music department and her profound impact on students and colleagues alike. Her influence extends far beyond the classroom and concert hall, as she continues to inspire and uplift everyone she encounters. Her music has touched the lives of countless individuals, and her legacy will continue to resonate for generations to come. Thank you, Glenda, for sharing your gift with the world. Kyle Craig, a 1965 graduate of Joplin High School, is a name that resonates with excellence, leadership, and integrity. Kyle's journey took him to the University of Kansas, where he served as president of the student body. After graduating, Kyle took his ambitions to Harvard Business School, where he earned an MBA in marketing, preparing himself for a career that would take the food and restaurant industry by storm. Kyle served as Executive VP of Worldwide Marketing at Burger King. Kyle's exceptional leadership skills caught the eye of PepsiCo, where he became executive assistant to the CEO. His talents quickly led to his appointment as president of Kentucky Fried Chicken USA in 1987. His work as a consultant brought him to Warren Village, a Colorado nonprofit dedicated to serving unhoused and low-income single-parent families. Kyle Craig's story is one of leadership, integrity, and a deep commitment to helping others. His legacy as a successful executive, consultant, and philanthropist is a testament to the values instilled in him from his days at Joplin High School. Kyle Craig is more than deserving of a place in the Joplin Schools Hall of Fame, where his remarkable journey can inspire future generations.
Welcome back to Newsmakers, where we are bringing focus to Joplin High School career academies. And now we turn our attention to the Joplin High School Hall of Fame, which is taking a different approach from other schools as it honors alums. Joining our conversation are Dr. Carrie Saketa, Superintendent of Joplin Schools, and Brian Vowles. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, Brian, you're chairman of this committee for the Hall of Fame, correct?
I am.
So, Dr. Saketa and Brian, what led to creating this Hall of Fame?
Well, for many years we had talked about this, that we were way behind a lot of other schools and school districts of celebrating the fine alumni that we have, over 40,000 since the high school has been in existence, as well as the other schools, other high schools that we had in our community, in our district. So it took the right people on the foundation. Brian was one of them, and the foundation was ready to take that challenge on. And we're excited that they have put together this program to celebrate Joplin High School, Parkwood, Memorial, and Lincoln High School graduates.
So many schools have Hall of Fames, and it's usually athletes, and the people who, won the football game. How is yours going to be different, Brian?
So it's broad. It's people who have done amazing things in their career, whether it's sports, whether it is business, whether it's arts, it's just broad. And I will say, a special thanks to Dr. Ron Linkford, Will Roderick. We've talked to Webb City what they've done on their Hall of Fame, and they gave us some good ideas to get started on ours.
So who's been inducted so far?
Well, most recently we had Mitch Stinnett. Dr. Mitch Stinnett was inducted. Sally Beard, who's here at the university, was one of our recent inductees. Emerson Folk was also a past alumni that had been inducted. And I think what we've seen over the nominations that's come in are some people that's done some really outstanding things in their field. for long periods of time and either had extreme regional recognition and most of them national recognition for what they've done.
Which is amazing. I mean, Sally Beard, for example, wasn't just in athletics. I mean, she paved the way for adding different sports, adding to the whole culture of competition, not for women's sports as well. Brian, do you have criteria when you ask people to nominate?
Yeah, we do. You have to be out for 25 years. You have a nominating committee that will go out and look for nominations, and then you have to do extraordinary things in your career or your community. Virginia Lass, for example, who is on our committee, pointed out the fact that when we first got started, that women, if you go back far, 50s and 60s, were not involved in careers as much. They didn't have the opportunity. And so they channel all their efforts in the community. And we changed our criteria. It's like outstanding contributions in your career or community. And a lot of our nominations and those selected have done both over time.
That's awesome. So the Alumni Hall of Fame celebrates a diverse range of achievements. Could you share how the inclusive approach reflects the mission and values of Joplin schools?
I think if you just look at a lot of our inductees, you'll see they're from different backgrounds and from different backgrounds in their career aspirations and what they've done, whether it be medicine, athletics, the military, business, and so on. And I think the richness of what they've accomplished in those fields, and from different generations that went through Joplin High School as well. And we don't want to exclude anybody. It's very important to go back further as well as for people that are no longer with us. We've had some people that we know are going to be nominated from their after their lifespan, and so it's really important to recognize all these people. The number that we can, we put in 3 a year. The first year we put in more, and the standard is very high, but there's plenty of people out there that can be nominated.
Yeah. Brian, why did you want to get involved?
I think it's just recognizing the past, like Dr. Saketa said. You have so many amazing stories. You mentioned Sally Beard, and I've known Sally, but when you find out more about her when she was nominated, she never played high school sports. Why? Because she didn't have an opportunity. There were no sports for girls at her time. And then she coached 3 different sports to start with. She went on, the first MIAA athletic director to be female. She was an Olympic coach in track. And you look at all these things that were done, and let alone all the stuff she did for Title IX and writing some of the language, you find out amazing history. And what we want to do is take that history, and part of that's recognizing the past, but part of it is inspiring current and future students that they too can walk the same halls and do amazing things with their life. And that's what I think excites me the most about it.
And it gives you ownership. That person had their start right there at Joplin High. So hopefully something inspired them while they were there.
Right.
Exactly right.
So let's talk a little bit about the induction ceremony is a big highlight of the year. When does it happen typically, and why is that a special event?
Well, it's been happening in the fall, and usually in the 1st of October, sometime in October recently. And we've had it at Joplin High School in the Talon Room, where we call the Black Box, in the Performing Arts Center. And there's a lot of community sponsors. We can't thank the sponsors enough. People buy tables and make sure that the folks are here to celebrate, and the business community's been outstanding. And then that night we have a video about each inductee, and we have a nice long introduction about each one. Then they get to stand up and talk about what it was that was important to them about coming from Joplin and in their careers. And by and large, all the time, they're always talking about other people that made a difference in their lives. And that's what's important, is that people need to realize that we recognize people for their outstanding accomplishments, but there's no shortage of praise going back to other people in the community.
Carrie and I will say, I think that's the highlight. I remember our first year, Henry Robertson, if you look in the dictionary for a definition of a gentleman, it would be a picture of Henry. Just amazing. He was inducted, but he talked about Dr. Emerson Folk, who Carrie mentioned earlier, who was a leading researcher in Braille. They both graduated the same year in 1947. And Henry talked about the story that I think is still the best hit so far, about when Dr. Folk, at the time Emerson, was driving to school. In high school, he was blind. One person was telling him when to turn, one person wanted to put on brakes or gas, and then they carried Emerson's little car up the stairs of school, and the principal made them take it back to the parking lot. But those type of stories about recognizing others is just, you just hear so much, and so much great advice to both those there that night and future students too.
Well, I'm sure the faculty also likes to see that someone whose lives they might have touched has gone on to do bigger, better things.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to them. So for anyone watching who knows a Joplin graduate, if they'd like to nominate someone, what's the process for submitting that nomination?
There's a nomination form we have cut off by April 30th. It's available out there now. You go to joplinschools.org, or just if you want to Google it, just put Joplin High School Hall of Fame nomination. And it'll take you right to the form. You can fill it online, or you can print out a paper copy and submit it.
So beyond honoring alumni, the foundation uses this as an event to support the foundation and scholarships. So how does the Hall of Fame contribute to the next generation of students in the scholarship program?
Well, there's a lot of direct influence, but also indirectly whenever we put this information out, it inspires people. It also inspires community members and businesses to get engaged with the Hall of Fame, we think. And also inspires our future alums. I think several of our Hall of Fame inductees have become engaged with our foundation as well. So there's just a lot of synergy that comes out of it, I think, community-wide. And it's a good reminder that we need to move forward to make sure that our students have an opportunity to go to the next level in any kind of post-secondary pursuit. So scholarship opportunities is important, and I think it's just another reminder for people in the community.
So the scholarships are typically for them to advance to college or some other kind of trade?
Correct.
Yes.
So talk to us about, has it been successful, and are you seeing a lot of piqued interest in the Hall of Fame?
I think we are, absolutely. And it's always getting the word out to get more nominations. We know there's so many great stories that people know, and people have gone on that, 100 years ago to 25 years ago, what they've done. So we're always trying to get more nominations, but so far, a great success. We've nominated, or have had 11 inducted into the Hall of Fame already. We will go up to 3 a year. We look forward to, we already have a queue of people that could be going in. And I think from a scholarship point of view, we're close to a couple 100,000 has gone in. It's the start. Also, I think the other thing that's just as important as the scholarships, if you go in the Performing Arts Center, you'll see this tree with the names of those who've come before that have been into the Hall of Fame and a short video. So you can watch and look, students can see it every day, and hopefully hear the stories of General Howie Chandler, four-star general, to Jim Goodnight, who is known throughout the financial industry, Edward Jones, who operated right here. All those great people have gone in before.
That's what I was going to ask. Can the public view the Hall of Fame?
Yes, the public can view it online every single day. We have it on our website, and they can see the inductees and see a bio about the inductees. Then also, if you're at the school, you can see it there right at the school.
And it's right near the Performing Arts Center.
It's right in the lobby.
Good place to see it. Well, thank you so much. Joplin has a rich history. Thanks for sharing it and how the community can help with recognizing those individuals from Joplin High School.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That wraps up this edition of Newsmakers. Thanks to our guests from Joplin High School, and thank you for watching.